name is Ms. Rosita from 21st Century, and today we're going to learn about Pythagorean Theorem. Ooh, can you say that with me? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Pythagorean Theorem, Part 1. Where is the hypotenuse? Now, this may be your first time hearing the word Pythagorean Theorem, so we can ask ourselves, well, what does the Pythagorean Theorem say? What do you think it says? Ooh, that's very close. So the Pythagorean theorem says that in a right triangle, when both sides are given, we can find the third side. You a question. Do you know the names of the sides of the triangle? Oh, okay. Before I would have said one was Irene and the other one was Elizabeth and then the other one was Brianna. But let's see what the names are. So this side is side A. Well, that's not nearly close to what my guess was. That's side B. And that side is the hypotenuse, also known as side C. I'm going to show you how to find the hypotenuse. So how do we find it? So that's side A, right? And then that's side B. And then that's side C, also known as what? Oh, yep, the hypotenuse. Okay, so I'm going to show you this formula to help you find the hypotenuse. Oh, yeah, this is going to be like the Krabby Patty formula, okay? So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And that's what you use to find the hypotenuse. It may look a little bit difficult right now, but we're going to do some examples to help you know and understand how to find the hypotenuse. First example. Okay, so since we're going to find the hypotenuse today, we're going to need the length of both sides, the side A and side B. So the length for side A is 3 and the length for side B is 4. And that's going to stay as C because that's our goal, to find side C or hypotenuse. How are we going to do it? Do you remember the formula? It's okay. I'll give it to you right now. Okay, so it's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Can you say that with me? Ready? 1, 2, 3. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And they're in different colors because we're going to match it with the sides on the triangle, because that's side A, side B, and side C. Meaning that we're going to plug in that right here and this right here, and that number at the end we find it, we're going to plug it right there. Okay, are you ready? Okay, so when we plug the numbers in, it's 3 squared plus 4 squared, and then that's going to help us find our c squared. So first, 3 squared, that equals to, when something is squared, that means it's just like multiplied by itself. So 3 times 3 equals 9. That's what 3 squared is, because there's 2 right there. If it was like 3, I think that's cubed, it would be 3 times 3 times 3. But it's only squared, so it's only going to be 2 times. So can you guess what we're going to do for the 4 if it's also squared? Oh, you're also right. Okay. So when 4 squared, that's going to be 4 times 4, which is 16. And it said right here at the top, 3 squared plus 4 squared is going to equal c squared. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to add those together, and then we have 25. So then we're going to square root 25, and it's going to give us 5. So basically, C is 5. And do you remember what's the other name of C, of side C? You're right, it's the hypotenuse. So let me erase this. C equals 5, meaning side C is 5. Ready to do the second example, example number 2. So first we're going to start by finding the sides or identifying them. So side A is 6 and the length for side B is 8. And of course we're going to find the hypotenuse again. And now we're going to use the formula. Do you remember it? Ooh, that's very close. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And now we're going to continue by plugging in the numbers for the sides. So side A is 6, side B is 8, and we're going to find the hypotenuse. The first number we're going to multiply is 6 squared. So 6 times 6, that's 36. And then following, it's going to be 8 squared. Then 8 multiplied by 8, so that's going to be 64. And then do you remember what we're going to do was 36 and 64? You're right, we're going to add them. So 36 plus 64 is going to give us 100. That is a big number. But don't worry because we're going to make it smaller by square rooting it. And it's going to give us 10. So basically, we found the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is 10, which is side C. To our third and last example. So we have our right triangle ready. Now we need the side lengths. So the side length for A is 12 and the side length for B is 5. And we're going to find the hypotenuse again. So we're going to use our Krabby Patty formula for hypotenuse. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. Now we're going to plug in the sides. So 12 squared plus 5 squared is going to give us the hypotenuse. So then since it's squared, we're going to multiply 12 times 12 and it's going to give us 144. And then we're going to move on to the 5. Therefore, 5 multiplied by 5 is going to give us 25. And then do you remember what we're going to do after that with the 144 and 25? You're right, we're going to add them. So 144 plus 25 is 169. That is a bigger number than last time. But don't worry because we're going to make it smaller by, do you remember? You're right, square rooting it. So the square root of 169 is 13. Therefore, side C, basically the hypotenuse, is 13. And there, we found the hypotenuse 3 times. I know you can do it by yourself at least one more time. Try practicing with problems you may find online and finding the hypotenuse. You did amazing. Thank you so much for finishing watching the video. You got to the end. Good job. You did great. You learned many things today, hopefully. And hope you enjoyed this video on finding the hypotenuse with the secret Krabby Patty formula for the hypotenuse. And if you want to know how to find side A and side B, then I would suggest you to watch my video on part 2 of the Pythagorean Theorem. Hope you enjoyed this video and have an amazing rest of your day. And if you want to give me ideas for future videos, then you can comment down below and I can see them and then I can do them in the future if I can.